Imagine sitting in the twilight of your life. You have a whole book of memories, and there's only one question: did you build something that mattered? Hey, listeners, welcome to the Founder Mindset, episode 12, Building Your Life's Mission. I'm Maya, here with Pranay Mahendrakar, founder, strategist, and someone who turned a dream into a mission for an entire community. If you are new here, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming.
Thanks, Maya. Good question right off the bat. The core of this season has been about purpose over profit, and we're ending with a single thread that ties everything together. Let me think about that for a second. What's the ultimate question? It's not how much money you made or what car you drove, it's whether you left something behind that mattered to people who can't see their own potential.
So, if most people chase borrowed dreams, why does that feel so wrong?
Borrowed dreams are like a second hand suit. They fit awkwardly. They're not your shape. I call them borrowed because you heard it loud and clear. Society, parents, algorithms all say be an engineer, get a promotion, become rich. The problem is you never ask yourself, what do you want to be remembered for? And when you finally ask that, you realize the dream was never yours. That's why many founders feel hollow at their peak.
It sounds like we need a new compass.
Exactly, I built my own Find Your Wall. The first step is writing an 80-year-old letter. Imagine your grandpa sitting in your chair when you're older and ask what he'd want to read about you. Focus on meaning over material. What story would make him proud?
That sounds deep. How do you actually write that letter?
Here's a quick framework. Start with the headline To My Future Self at 80, then list three life pillars: impact, learning, and community. Under each pillar, write one sentence about how you plan to live it. Keep it tight, no more than 20 words per line. This turns abstract aspiration into concrete goals.
Once that letter is done, what next?
You pull your current life onto the paper. For every job, project, or habit you have, ask, does this move me toward those pillars? If not, pivot. It's a reverse engineering process. Think of it like editing an app. You keep the features that solve real problems and ditch the rest.
So, this is less about building a company and more about building yourself.
Spot on. A founder mindset isn't a business mindset, it's a growth mindset for your own life. The founders who build legacies like Ratan Tata don't chase market share, they solve a problem that lifts others. Tata once tried to make an affordable car so families could escape dangerous two wheelers. That wasn't about revenue, it was about impact.
Ratan Tata is a great example, but how does he tie into the Find Your Wall?
Tata's wall was community and service. His mission filter, what problem would I spend my life on that makes the world better, is exactly what you get when you ask yourself about your own 80-year letter. It forces you to align every decision with that long term impact, not just quarterly earnings.
Let's talk strategy. What's a concrete framework people can use today?
I like the 3 point system: identify, align, execute. First, identify the problem you'd work on even unpaid. Second, align every activity, work, learning, social to that problem. Third, execute one tiny action per week that nudges you toward the problem, no matter how small. Over time, those actions compound.
You mentioned a tiny action. Any examples?
Sure, if your mission is to democratize tech education in Marathi, your first action could be translating one coding tutorial into Marathi each week. It's tangible, you can measure it. 5 tutorials this month, and it directly serves your pillar of community.
People often get stuck in analysis paralysis. How do we avoid that?
That's where consistency beats intensity. Instead of a burst of work every week, commit to 30 minutes daily on the mission task. Consistency builds habit and turns ambition into muscle. Remember, action over analysis. Get something done before you get it perfect.
What if I feel like my mission is too big or unclear?
Break it down to micro goals. Think of your mission as a pyramid. The base is daily actions, the middle is projects, and the apex is legacy. Each level feeds into the next. If you're stuck, drill down. What is one problem I can solve today? That's your entry point.
How do we hold ourselves accountable?
Share your letter publicly, post it on LinkedIn, or write a short blog. When you publish something, you create an invisible contract. Also, pair with a buddy who can check in weekly. Accountability partners keep the fire alive.
You mentioned accountability. What about the fear of failure?
Fear is a sign that the mission matters. Instead of seeing failure as a stop sign, treat it as data. Every setback teaches you which direction to adjust. In founder terms, that's iterative refinement, build, measure, learn loop for your life.
Can we circle back to borrowed dreams? How do we pull away from them?
Pulling away is a shift in framing. Reframe the borrowed dream as a testbed, not the final goal. Use it to learn skills, but map those skills onto your mission. Think of borrowed dreams like training wheels. They help you balance, but should never become the vehicle.
So, once you've set that letter and action plan, what's the next concrete step for listeners?
Write the 80-year-old letter this week. Keep it honest and short, no fluff. Then choose one micro action to complete by Sunday night. That could be drafting a sentence of your mission or signing up for an online class related to your pillar. Just get something moving, even if tiny.
Thanks, Pranay. It's clear that the journey starts with clarity and ends in action.
Exactly, Maya. Build yourself first because once you build the person who can build things, everything else follows. That's the takeaway. Your life's mission is not a distant horizon, but a series of today's small choices. Now go write that letter, take that step, and keep building.
Alright, let's pick it up from where we left off. How do you help people find that one mission line that keeps them awake at night?
First, look past the buzzwords and ask three questions. What pain in the world screams to you? Where your unique skills fit like a glove? And which light flickers when you think of impact? The overlap is your hidden North Star. You can test it by writing a one sentence mission and seeing if you feel alive reading it.
Interesting. So it's not just a lofty slogan but an actionable pulse. Do founders ever misread that pulse?
Yes, many hear the world's demand and echo it back as their own. They'll jump into AI or fintech because it's hot, forgetting that the real need was literacy in rural towns. You'll notice this when your passion feels like a hobby you're forced to do for a paycheck.
So, how does one check if a mission is really yours?
Use the mission gap test. List three core values. Write them next to that same value from the world. If they differ by more than two syllables, you're on autopilot.
Got it, that's a neat trick. Once you've nailed your mission, what keeps the momentum going when enthusiasm fizzles?
Build systems, Maya. Set up daily rituals that echo your mission, morning reflection, a weekly audit of progress, and an accountability partner. Think of them as muscle sets that strengthen your focus over time.
People love quick wins. What's the smallest win they can do today?
Send an email asking a mentor for one piece of advice on your mission area. It costs almost nothing but opens a channel for learning and signals commitment to someone else.
Nice. Let's bring in some real stories now. Maybe a founder who made the switch from borrowed dream to true purpose.
Take Ratan Tata, he paused the business grind to fund affordable vehicles because his mission was to lift rural families away from two wheelers. The drive was never about market share, it was about safety and dignity.
How did he decide that was worth pursuing?
He asked himself if the product would still matter after he retired. He imagined his 72nd year looking back and felt that an affordable car would have kept him from a childhood injury. That future thought made it mission driven.
Can listeners replicate that thinking in a tech startup?
Sure, create a one page legacy sheet each quarter. Write what you will regret not doing if the world ends tomorrow. If your answer still sparks tears, you are on track.
That feels personal but practical. How do founders keep their mission alive through pivot storms?
Use the mission anchor. Whenever you consider a pivot, ask, does this move my mission closer or further away? If it pulls you back, stick. If it drags you away, reevaluate. It's like a GPS that refuses detours.
And what about funding? Money can cloud judgment. How do they stay true when investors ask for quick wins?
Set a budget line. No more than 30% of your runway can be used for projects that don't directly support the mission. Any higher, and you risk chasing validation instead of value.
That's a hard sell. What about people who are already established but feel stuck?
Ask them to reverse engineer from their current position what legacy would they leave if they retire today. Then break that into micro tasks for the next 6 months. It re injects purpose even in a stable career.
I like how you keep looping back to that endgame vision. Before we wrap, could you give us a quick recap of the key takeaways?
Find your mission by intersecting world need, personal skill, and what lights you up. Second, build systems, daily rituals, accountability, and a legacy sheet to keep momentum. Third, use the mission anchor during pivots and funding decisions to stay on track.
Thanks so much for that clear roadmap. Remember, folks, if you're building something right now, jot those mission points down, set up one daily ritual, and talk to a mentor this week. It's small but game changing.
Yes, go do it. Write the letter, take that micro action, build yourself first.
Thanks for listening. Hit like, share with someone who needs this, and subscribe if you haven't already. Next week, we'll dig into building resilient teams that mirror your founder mindset. Until then, keep pushing, keep building, and remember the founder mindset is all about you first.